You're listening to Darling Shine, a podcast by Ellidy Pullin and myself, Chloe Fisher.
Join us as we blindly navigate and unpack the raw and often unspoken experiences of womanhood, grief, friendship, and everything in between.
Darling Shine is your survival kit to the unexpected shit life throws at you.
This podcast is proudly brought to you by Mamo. Mamo is a holistic wellness brand that creates organic skincare products designed to enhance your raw beauty. Their products are all created by a naturopath using organic and natural ingredients right here in Australia.
The team at Mamo have been so kind and they've given us a little discount code for all of our Darling Shine listeners. In capitals, you can use the code SHINE10 at checkout to get 10% off your order.
Welcome back, guys, to Darling Shine. Chloe is in LA.
Here, 1 minute, gone the next.
1 minute, gone the next. How is it over there, sis?
It's good. Yeah, I guess I can start by explaining how and why. But yeah, I've had a few people asking me how I got that here so quick. But obviously, while Paul and I have come back and forth from America for the last 5 years. So essentially I work over there. I have a working visa for here in the States. But I have just been in Australia, obviously, because I was pregnant and I didn't have the exemption, but I didn't have the clearance to leave in the first trimester from my doctor. So obviously as soon as I had the miscarriage, we just basically got all the paperwork together and from the company that I work for over here. And I'm out of the country for a few months now. So you have to be out of the country for a minimum of 3 months. And so, yeah, we just put it in. It did take a few, maybe a week to come through. I thought it was going to be much quicker, but I guess not. And then you have to do a COVID test, which my COVID test literally came through at 3 a.m. on the morning that I was leaving to the airport at 6 a.m. So I was calling the pathology place at 3 o'clock in the morning going, where is this test? Do I need to move my flight and stuff like that? So it was pretty hectic, very stressful, but I'm here now. And yeah, it's literally the last 2 nights I've gone out for dinner with friends and had drinks, and it's fully normal over here. No one's really wearing a mask. I mean, I think it's only very freshly like this. One of my good friends, Geeta, over here, she was saying that things have only just opened up. So I think that I've kind of just got in when it's all started going back to normal. But I mean, if you didn't know that COVID was around, you wouldn't really know. It's sort of like in Australia. But yeah, so I'm here. I'm in Santa Monica right now. Paul and I can you not cough, Paul?
Hey, Paul.
Paul's in the room as well. That just did that golly cough in the background.
Love it. So is it kind of similar to here, to the Gold Coast, COVID-wise?
Yeah. Everything, I guess, is sort of just happening.
I thought it would be way more masks and...
No, obviously at the airports and stuff like that, but that's just the same as in Australia. But yeah, it seems pretty normal. I haven't actually travelled interstate yet in the States. This weekend Paul's playing in El Paso, so we're going to be going there. So I think that I'm sure it's just the same as all airports. You just got to be wearing the masks and stuff like that. But yeah,
you're just checking in normal into cafes and stuff.
You don't even check in here. I don't
really?
No, there's no check-in thing.
That just surprises me so much.
Yeah. And then it's I saw someone saying yesterday that Australia had 9 new cases and it's going into lockdown.
Yeah, there's a bit going on in Bondi in Sydney.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. It's just, yeah. Every country's got different rules, I guess.
Before Chloe left, we were hustling pretty hard to just get on top of Darling Shine and just get a few ducks in a line before she left, because we thought she's going to want to settle in over there and have a few days off. So the morning you were at the airport the other morning in Sydney and you're about to get on your plane, and I was we were on the phone and I was so you've got no stopovers, you're going the whole way to LA, right? And you're yeah, awesome, it's going to be a 14-hour thing. And I was in my head, I'm perfect, we're all going to have the day off. I won't hear from her for 14 hours. I can chill. She won't be working. She'll be up there asleep. Great. Literally an hour later, she's like, hey, doll, I'm in the air. I'm working. I've got Wi-Fi. So can you do this, and this for me? And I was holy shit. One of us is going to have to put our phone on airplane mode. I think it's going to be me. It's can I just have a day off, mate?
Ellidy and Britt were both just not responding to my messages at one point. But speaking of Britt, we actually haven't introduced Britt yet. She's our producer. So, Britt, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh, my name.
Where did we find you?
Yeah.
Where did we find you, doll?
That's a good question. I think you found me on the dance floor at a party a few months ago, didn't you, Chloe? Do you remember that?
We've known Britt for a few years now, like since we've kind of moved up. But
yeah,
was it at Parko's party and Chloe asked you?
Chloe came up to me. We'd had a few margies and was like, "Will you do our podcast?" And
Britt's like, "What? I didn't even know you were doing a podcast." But I said, "Well, we're not, but we are now." And we
didn't even know.
Yeah, and I have a background in video and editing and photography and that kind of thing, but not fully podcast. But I have a 2-year-old, so I'm not working at the moment. But now I am on the podcast on Mondays, which is
a full-time job for Britt at the moment.
Yeah.
Oh, it literally
one
is.
day.
Darling Shine is brought to you literally by Britt. We physically
even.
could not do this.
No, I'm so happy I get to spend my Mondays with you guys. You guys are the best.
It's been really fun. Literally 3 episodes in, and I'm loving it.
Yeah, me too.
All
thanks
thanks to you, Britt.
All right, enough of that.
Britt was dreading that intro.
Ellidy, what have you been up to since I've been gone?
The weather has been so nice here. I've just had the most, it's been really nice. It's been really summery. I've been like having a few naps out on Chumpy's deck and just chilling. We went down to Byron for lunch the other day for Bree's birthday. Just had like a pretty chill weekend.
How are my plants going?
I'm missing you a lot. I just watered your upstairs plants. I will get down to the downstairs ones. Chloe's got like 7. I thought I had a lot of plants, but Chloe's actually got about 7,000 plants in her house.
I'm banned from buying plants.
No more plants, mate, honestly.
Someone
needs to regulate you. Every corner is a plant. It's actually so lush. But anyway, so it takes a few hours to water them all. That's fine. We'll get to downstairs after we record this. How was it seeing Paul? So you hopped off the plane, doll.
Yeah, so I hopped off the plane. My flight was the first one in, and we landed at 5:20 and couldn't get off the plane till 6. And I told Paul, I was like, make sure you're waiting for me at the other end. Oh. And I literally I was the first person through customs, I think, got my suitcase, and I was like, okay, I'm out. I got out. I walked out the doors at LAX at 6:18. So it took me 18 minutes to get from the plane, through customs, suitcases, out. And I'm pretty sure Paul was still at the house.
Oh, my God.
So he was a little bit late. He was a little bit late, but it was so good. Yeah, it's been so nice. Being with him and all of our US friends over here, it's like we haven't seen each other. Well, haven't seen everyone, our groups over here since our wedding. So, but yeah, it's so good. I'm really, really stoked.
It's actually
really happy to be here.
I'm just so happy that you're overseas.
But I miss you a lot.
So before we get into it, I just wanted to take a moment to thank Maymo, our first sponsor. It's a very fitting sponsor for us, as we've been working with Maymo for about 6 months now. I am absolutely obsessed. If anyone follows me on Instagram, they know that I love the Revitalized Face Mist. I literally spray it in my face every morning when I wake up, and I spray it in everyone else's face who's around me.
She does.
Yeah, so you guys don't like it during, but after you're like, oh my gosh, that felt so amazing. Can you spray it again? Because it just leaves you really hydrated and it like wakes you up. And then my second favorite product would have to be the Vitalized Face Elixir, which just underneath you put it on before your makeup, and it just leaves you feeling really dewy and like glowy. What are your favorites?
So my favorites are both the in-shower products. I love both the clay cleanser and the fruit enzyme refiner. My favorite one, though, would have to be the fruit enzyme refiner. I use that maybe every second day, and I leave it on for a minute, let it do its thing, then wash it off. But yeah, I'm totally obsessed with these products. I've been using them literally every single day and every single night for the last 6 months.
Yeah, and Maymo have been kind enough to give our Darling Shine listeners 10% off with the code SHINE10, all in capital letters.
So this episode we actually recorded the other week when you guys sent us a bunch of questions. So it's a bit of a Q&A one. And so we'll just go back and forth and we'll answer all the questions that you guys had. There's quite a few more, so we'll probably do another episode later down the track on this, or we'll just answer a few extra ones each episode. But so the first question that I'm going to ask Ellidy, which is a lot of people have asked about is, Ellidy, where do you get your vibrant energy from?
I think primarily I get my vibrant energy from my dad. I don't think I'm that like crazy and vibrant. I just think because I have been through and go through a lot of trauma, and I'm recently a widow, I think people are like a bit more like, wow, how come this chick is so vibrant? It's not just like I'm assuming it's not just an in general question. Why is this chick so vibrant? I think it's because like she's going through this. How come she's so okay? And yeah, I think it is kind of strange. And I honestly do look at myself from the outside in all the time, like I'm having out of body experiences. And I am like often questioning, how am I functioning all the time? But from day one, I was, and it is such a bizarre thing. And I think shock has a big role to play. But essentially, I think when you go through like an earth-shattering loss, or just something that literally flips your life upside down, you don't have, my constant thing in life was like Chumpy and our life and our home and the family we were going to create, and just like that. I'm not like overly a career driven person. I've always worked, but like my constant was us. So I think luckily I have my dog. She was then my constant, and she just got me out of bed every day. And I think if I can give advice to other people suffering a loss, is just find your next constant. Like, you've lost your person, throw yourself into work, or if you get an animal or something, find your next constant. So I think, yeah, I do function each day, and it is crazy. It's not everything that you see though. I definitely am going through very big lows on my own at home a lot, and I'm not just going to whip my phone out and start recording or putting up stories when I'm sitting there crying and I'm in a dark hole. Of course I'm not going to do that. And it's not because I don't want to be transparent and honest about grief. It's because I physically can be so depressed sometimes that the last thing I'm literally going to do is pick up my phone and be like, hey guys, I'm crying, you know?
Yeah.
So,
but you've always been like that since high school. Like, out of all of our friends, you've always been like the Energizer Bunny. That's just your energy, even before all of this has kind of happened, I think. So
we always joke that like me and Paul are like the real like kids out of our foursome. Like, we're really like childish and just try to be, everything's lighthearted, and you and Chumpy are like, you know, if anyone's not that you're like moody, obviously you're not, but like you guys are more like, you get shit done, you're more serious, whereas we're just always larrikins. And it's it is interesting that I have been able to kind of keep my personality throughout my grief. Thanks to the people around me, I think. Like, I am so lucky to have such a good support network around me, and I think I'm such a situational person. Like, literally, I might not be at home. If I'm at home alone, I might not be okay, but then I'll go out for lunch or breakfast with someone, and I'll just wrap myself up in that very moment and be present and just be like, so how are you? What's happening? Like, and just kind of be the me that I am and was before. It's interesting how I can really detach from my reality and just be kind of present in the moment and just go back to who I was. And I am really grateful that I can do that, because and I do worry that as time goes on and reality really keeps hitting me in the face a little bit more and everything becomes more real, that he's really not coming back. I do worry that I might lose my sense of self and my inner child and my ability to laugh and have fun.
No, I think that you're always going to have that. You just joke around about everything, even sometimes when it's serious. You're just like, dude.
Literally, like, I am so weird. Like, I think we were at we were going to a cafe the other day, and it was like me and my friends, and like they're a couple, and it was like the chick's like, oh, is there a fourth person joining you? And I have this thing where I hate the extra chair that sits there. Like, when I'm out with you and Paul and there's the three of us and there's like a fourth chair that's sitting there, it just fucking crushes my soul. I'm just like, Chumpy should be sitting in that fucking chair. Why is there an empty chair next to me? Like, move the fucking chair. Like, I don't want to see it. But like, sometimes I just turn everything into a joke, which is, I know it's bizarre. I know I'm a weirdo, but like, the waitress was like, oh, so is there a fourth person joining you? And I was like, yeah, there's meant to be, but he's dead. and just like that shock factor, like they're just like, oh, and I'm just like, like, and it's just like not fucking funny at all. But I'm like, I'm just like, why am I shouldn't be softening. This is my life. This is my reality. I don't want to be softening the blow for other people because this is what I'm going through day to day. And I was essentially just making a bit of a laugh out of it, although it's fucking morbid and not funny. I think that's actually what has happened to me is my humor's gotten super like morbid. Like, do you know what? I actually have a bit of a recommendation. I love The Afterlife with Ricky Gervais. Oh my God, Brit's looking at me like she's obviously watched it too. The Afterlife with Ricky Gervais.
Is it a show?
Yes, it's like a series. I think he's done 2 seasons. I hope he does another one. He is just so hilarious. And it's like that British humor. He is just, it's like, it's just a morbid humor. So he's a widower. His wife's died and just you just have to watch it because I've really like resonate with everything, all his jokes and stuff. I think what I'm going through is just so like hectic that you almost just like other people and lots of other things that people say and do, you just like, I just make like weird jokes out of everything now. And look,
people
it's probably
sometimes
better
look at
than
you
me.
like...
Yeah, they're probably like, holy shit, how did she just say that? And I'm just like, yeah, well, fuck, this is my life, so deal with it.
Fully.
But yeah, so I am glad I do have that. I'm glad my inner personality still comes out through this, and I just hope it continues to. So I do get asked that question a lot, so I'm glad we were able to address it. And yes, we'll get on to the next question. Darling, describe each other in 3 words.
All right. So I think that you are obviously energetic, you're caring.
Oh.
And you're loyal.
Oh, that is a good quality. I am loyal.
You are very loyal.
Yeah, because I'm a Taurus. Apparently we're loyal. Okay, so you, organised.
Yes. Why am I nervous?
Spreadsheet. No, that can't be one. That comes under organised.
Like, come on.
No, okay, the next one was going to be
You've
hot.
got 3 things to talk about and you say spreadsheet. Far out.
She loves an Excel spread. Look, organised. It comes under spreadsheet then. Organised, boss. Boss, that's a good one. You'll take that?
Yeah, I'll take that.
And hot. She's a babe. That's a good one. Okay, you didn't give me that one, doll.
Fuck, I don't know.
Yeah, rude.
So wait, what was it? Organised, boss, and hot. Cool.
Yeah,
thanks. I'll take
I
them.
like that.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's us in 3 words.
Take what you can get around here, doll.
All right. So the next question was most memorable memory together. We've got a few funny ones. We've been to Vegas together.
I feel like when we were traveling, there was heaps of funny shit. Oh my gosh. What about when we're at that person's house? We probably can't say the name.
Yeah, we're not going to say the name. Yeah, we're at this house in Hollywood.
No, so this person hadn't even been. This was their brand new house, and for some reason, his or her manager got us into the house.
We weren't not allowed to be in the house. Well, they're like because Paul's manager is good friends with this person's manager, so that they had just bought the house, and he was like, "Oh, come over." Like we haven't really quite moved in yet, but so we were 18.
We had our own little party in this house. And you, me, and Renee, who's our other really good friend, were like on tour over there. Like we were just tearing no. We were like touring the house because we were so frothing on this palace. And then
we also were touring the alcohol bar. It was the bar.
Oh, the bar, doll. They had their own bar.
And I remember looking at Ellidy and Renee at one point going, oh dear, this is not going to end well because they're both chuckers, literally.
I'm pretty sure we were...
I'm pretty sure for not a split second, I turned my back and Ellidy and Renee have like projectile vomited over the whole bathroom, made the whole downstairs stink like vomit.
Yeah, there was this like amazing ensuite with this stunning bath, and we were like all playing in it, like just frothing.
Quickly clean it all up before
and then
Paul
all of a sudden vomit everywhere.
Heavy.
Oh, heavy. I wonder if that person ever got into their new house and was just like, what is this stench?
That's heavy. That's a pretty good memory.
That's a pretty funny story. There's so many from Vegas.
We're going to try and think of more stories though, because
There's-
that's just off the top of our
There's
head.
actually
I think that's
so
one of
many
our
from
better
when we were
ones.
driving around. We'd only just met Fish pretty much when we were driving around LA in that little red rocket car.
Yeah,
for
Paul
like
had
2
a
weeks.
V-dub convertible, but like when I say that, it's like the oldest.
Oh, yeah,
it
it
looks
was a
like a
piece.
matchbox. Had all their luggage on their laps in the back seat, remember?
Oh
and like
my
the whole
God.
back of the car was basically grinding along the concrete
Oh,
when it was driving because there was
literally.
so much weight in the back.
Oh my God, that was so funny.
More of that. We'll think of a few more stories for
We've-
you guys
we've
later in
got
the
some
piece.
funny stories up our sleeves.
Okay, you go.
Would either of you adopt children?
Oh, I would for sure. Hopefully
Mm.
that's not. I don't need to adopt children, but like it would definitely be on the cards. If I
Yeah.
really, really, really can't have children of my own, I would for sure adopt.
Yeah.
100%. Paul and I always talk about it actually.
Yeah, I could see you guys with like 100 kids, a bit like heaps of adopted kids like Angelina and stuff.
Oh, can you?
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
I actually
interesting.
could.
All right. Well,
You've got, like, a few spare bedrooms.
We'll note that down to ask Paul when we have him on later in the
I would adopt
season.
kids and dogs. I would just have like heaps of dogs and kids.
Handful, that seems.
Bit on. But I don't stress, so that'd be fun.
Yes. Okay, next question. Did your life vision of yourself change as you got older? If so, how did it adjust over time?
Oh, at the moment I don't. I don't know.
So, like when you were growing up, did you have a vision on how you thought your life was going to turn out? Obviously, hasn't turned out the way.
It definitely
that you
didn't go to plan.
envisioned.
I think like the trauma's just wiped all memory because I can't quite remember like where I was headed. Because I definitely don't know where I'm headed now.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not funny, is it? I don't know.
I think
Where are you
that
headed?
I think that when I was younger, look, I was never career orientated at all. Like I think for one split second when I was working at ACP magazines, I was like, oh, I could be this corporate girl and work my way up the corporate ladder. But I always had motherhood in the back of my mind. So for me, I never saw myself as a business chick, although I ended up doing all business things, but I was never like that was never a goal of mine or a vision. I just really envisioned myself being a mother with a few things happening on the side. And it's kind of, apart from the mother part, I kind of really did envision my life to be the way that it is. I really didn't see myself working at a corporate level. I really thought that I would just do my own thing and start my own businesses and
Yeah.
so
You always have had your hands in all different pies.
yeah, apart from the motherhood bit, that's
That is
coming.
hopefully coming, Dal.
That's coming. And then once that happens, and I feel like I'll have kind of ticked off all my goals.
What exactly are your jobs?
Oh, yes.
So-
People love this question. We kind of answered that a little bit in the bio episodes. But, yeah, like I said, now I run all of Paul's merchandise for both Fisher and then the new label that we launched the other week called CAR. And CAR stands for Catch and Release Records, which is his record label.
It's really cool.
I also do obviously a bunch of social media stuff on the side. What else do? I now do Darling Shine, the podcast.
I should take a listen.
And yeah, I definitely just have my hands full. I manage Ellidy most of the
yeah,
time.
she's my manager. I can't manage myself.
Oh, what about you?
I actually manage a few Airbnb properties on the Gold Coast, but I'm wrapping that up because I'm sick of it. Yeah, it's annoying dealing with people. They rock up and they just complain about everything, and it's annoying.
Yeah.
So yeah, Lottie's my widow's sister who's over in the UK, who I've become really good online friends with, who's actually going through pretty much exactly the same thing that I'm going through. She's just lost the love of her life. Love you, Lottie. We together, me and Lottie, are writing like a grief guidebook, not like a traditional guidebook because there's obviously no guide to grief. Nothing's linear when it comes to grief, but we're writing like a very raw kind of survival kit for people grieving. So yeah, stay
You're
tuned
such a
for
good writer.
that.
I think that this is like the beginning of lots of books for you.
Lottie is
She's going to write the books, but she'll never read them.
Yeah, I won't be reading them back. I'll just be writing them. Lottie's a really good writer too, so she makes me look like a dumbass actually.
Ellidy,
You won't be able to read Lottie's paragraph still.
Oh, Ellie often posts her Instagram posts and I always have to be like, dude, what does that word even mean? And she's like, did you even go to school? I was actually ranked #1 in English. So that is
actually really funny because Chloe was the smart one.
Do
at
you
school.
Google that shit? Like, do you think of
I
like
just
a
know
standard
words.
basic word and then you synonym the shit out of everything to make your sentences look good?
No, darling.
Really? So you
Synonym on Google. No, darling. I think because I finally have something to say that I'm wording everything.
There was one word. What was that one word that I was like, what
Oh my
the
gosh,
hell?
yeah, it was.
I was like, I've never heard that ever in my life.
It was like,
Do you know it?
the word was stoic.
Stoic. Have you heard of stoic?
Oh my gosh. You know what stoic means?
Yes, we had.
What
But
does
did
it?
you know what stoic means?
Yes.
Really?
Of course she knew. She's not a dumbass.
I still forgot. Like, I still don't even know what it
my
means. What does it mean
I
then?
couldn't give you the definition, but I think it means
So-
like you're strong.
It means that like you could be like dying inside or having a really shit day, but you're just gonna pretend you've got this. You're just gonna you're gonna step up to the plate and just be like, I've got to get through this fucking day.
It's a good word. Okay. Where are we up to now?
Did you ladies stay close while you were traveling all of those years? Yeah.
Look, like we didn't live out of each other's pockets. Like
you were overseas.
because I was overseas, time difference are hectic. But it's funny. I feel like it's with relationships with when you're overseas, there's friends that you can just pick up the phone. You start where you left off, or there's friends that like it is a bit.
Yeah, you have to
mediocre.
debrief for ages.
You have to
and shit.
debrief for ages. But I feel like Elle and I, it wouldn't be every week. Like every few weeks, we pick up the phone, we'd FaceTime, check in, see how we're going. So I feel like when I came home, it was just
It's just
the same,
easy.
you
Yeah.
know? And then, obviously she was a bridesmaid at my wedding and she's been a really good friend to me and a really loyal friend to me for so many years. Even whether I've been here or been there, it doesn't matter. We would just hit off where.
Also, when friends are traveling and I'm not, I'm just a bit like, cool, you're having fun. I'm not going to annoy you. Like you just look like you're having a hell time. I'm just going to leave you to it. But obviously, if you traveled now because we're in this together and everything, like we'd be talking all the time.
Yeah.
Like literally all the time. But back like years ago, like you were off doing your thing and I'd be like, hell yeah, have fun. See you soon.
Okay. So next question. How old are you both?
I'm 29. I just turned 29.
I'm also 29.
You're about to turn 30. How exciting.
I'm about to join the 30 club.
Oh my gosh, people also love knowing how tall we are. So
Yeah,
should
that
we
was
address
that was a question, and I find that very random question. I don't know why you want to know how tall we are.
I never
but
look at people and give a shit how
do you know
tall
how
they
tall
are.
you are?
Yeah, I think I'm 178 centimeters, so it's like 5'10".
I'm 163 centimeters.
Oh, so compact.
Mini.
Do you guys also want to know our weights? Height, weight.
I'm literally. I haven't weighed myself
I'm kidding.
for a really
I'm not
long
fucking
time.
giving out my weight. I don't even own scales.
I don't own scales either. I couldn't tell you the last time I weighed myself. I'm sure no one asked that question, but
No, but it's
You'd
funny.
be
Like I
surprised.
never look at people being like, "I wonder how tall they are." Like I just couldn't care less.
no
What
offense to the
is
person
your-
who asked that question.
Oh no, there was like 10 of them. So
Yeah.
shout out to all of you
Okay,
guys.
go,
Thank you.
Elle.
What is your best self-care tip?
Look, I'm all about. Look, at the moment my skin is shit, and it's been shit for quite some time now. But I'm very anal about washing my face every morning and every night. I wouldn't say that's my best self-care tip, but it's my
You like
my
having
favorite
baths?
beauty tip. Yes, I love my baths. I love with the essential oils, the bath salts. I find it super relaxing. I get in, put some meditation music on. Speaking of baths, somebody asked me, one of the questions was,
Oh my
where
gosh.
is Chloe's bath caddy from?
No, it was important.
Oh,
Where
it
is
said
Chloe's-
important dash, where is Chloe's bath caddy from? And I actually got it for Christmas off my brother Cooper. So we'll have to ask him in one of the stories where he got it from. It's a good one, actually.
Yeah.
Love that. It's got a little spot for a wine glass as well.
So yeah, self-care for me. I'm pretty bad with beauty stuff. I don't know. I get like a moisturizer from Mamo and then use it, and then they'll send me like a serum and I'll use it, and then I love that stuff, but I'm not like, I don't have a good routine to tell you guys about. But no, writing, walking, Having some alone time, thinking those kind of self-care things. What are your ways or tips to process being trolled or fuckwits?
Look, I actually don't really get that trolled. I feel like every now and then someone will write like a nasty comment, like not often, but if they do, I just block them straight away. So you've got like one chance. Even if I don't even remotely like the comment, I'll just be like, yes, see ya.
I don't think I've ever really been trolled.
Yeah.
Actually, I think someone did say to me, like soon after Chump passed away, and was like, if I was you, I'd just end it. And I was just like, what the fuck? Obviously just blocked that person.
I hope so.
Yeah, I think I got a few of those like cute little death threats. And I was like, no, not really death threats.
What is wrong with
yeah, do you remember that? It was just
yeah.
like, if I was you, I'd just end it all now. And I was like, holy shit, bro. Well, I'm glad it wasn't you. So I think I just did a little
you don't need
cute
that
block
negativity in
yeah,
your
but
life.
it didn't affect me whatsoever. I was just like, wow, that poor person. Like, it truly didn't affect me.
Okay, let me go.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Okay. How is Rummy always looking so clean and fresh after a beach sesh? Is it a mad bath roster or sandy as fuck boy?
Everyone is so concerned about Rummy's hygiene. Okay, so I posted on my stories about how I don't wash Rummy. She doesn't like the bath. And so many people who are like Kelpie frothers, like cattle dog kind of people, like farm dogs, replied to me and were like, you never wash a farm dog. You never touch Kelpies. They have like this natural oil about them. You do not wash them.
It is so weird though, because I do love dogs, but if they stink or if it's just not, I don't deal with that. And honestly, Rummy, you see how frothy she gets at the mouth when she has those beach runs and stuff like that. And I have no idea in the whole time that Ellidy has been here, or I've known Ellidy, I've never, ever, ever seen her give that dog a bath.
Yeah, she does.
But she actually smells really nice, and I don't understand it because she must be A, super sweaty, and B, super frothy. Like, that is crook, but how does she smell good?
And even fish.
Don't you just want to give her a bath though?
Well, we used to try and give her baths because we were like, that's what you do. You bath your dog, especially like after the beach, you bath your dog. But she just wasn't handling it, and it wasn't making her, like, it wasn't like she was smelling like the shampoo, like her natural, I think it's called a pheromones or something. No, I'm going to go on a bit of a Rummy rant here because she goes to the beach, like every time she goes to the beach, I just get like a dry towel and just get all the sand off her, like rub her, and then it all falls off and she dries and she's like soft as ever.
While we're on Rummy then, how old is Rummy?
Rummy is 2.5. She'll be 3 in August. And also I remember like whenever Fish is at like cafes and sees a dog, he'll always like pat it but then sniff his hand, and then he'll be like freaking out for ages because his hand smells.
He's got to go straight to the bathroom at the cafe
Yeah.
and wash his hands.
So he just won't pat dogs. Whereas with Rummy, he gets up in her grill and he's always like, oh, and he's so OCD. So that's not normal. You don't do that to smelly dogs like if you're Paul Fisher. So it says a lot about Rummy's hygiene. She's a clean gal.
Yeah.
I've started replying to people though on Instagram when they ask me what kind of breed she is and be like, oh, she's a Great Dane. She's a poodle.
They're going to get stitched up when they go out and buy a Great Dane and then realise that it turns into
because I literally get asked it so many times. So I'm like, I don't know. Just anyway, Kelpie.
Right.
So
fire away.
what brought you both to the Gold Coast?
Well, for me, Paul grew up on the Gold Coast. So living in Narrabeen, well, whenever we were back in Australia, he'd always be like, we are moving to we are settling on the Gold Coast and our kids will be going to school on the Gold Coast. So it took him 8 years, but we got there in the end. Yeah, so we bought the house at the beginning of last year, just after our wedding, and we've not left since. So it's worked out perfect because we've got to enjoy being up here. And what made you?
We wanted to buy a house, and on the northern beaches it's so expensive, and we were like, this is the same lifestyle up here, the northern beaches versus the Gold Coast. It's just cheaper up here, and we already had a bunch of friends up here, and I always wanted to move north because it's warmer. So, and Chump, there was like gyms and heaps of people he knew sport wise up here, and it was just kind of a no-brainer. We were already coming up to do work stuff for him, and he was training up here at this special gym in Burleigh, and it just like made sense, and we found this awesome house. So we just kind of moved one day. And then
it's random because I think that like even the whole time that we were thinking of moving up here or anything, like it was never even part of a discussion between the two of us. It was just like,
no,
we just ended up here and we literally live 3 minutes from each other.
Yeah.
pretty wild.
I know, because I remember you always being like, we'll end up on the Gold Coast. But I just thought you'd just be traveling forever. But I guess COVID was like, I guess through COVID, you guys actually ended up buying and fully moving up here. So now I'm definitely set up here. I've got you. I've
It's
actually
just
got
wild that we just ended up a few streets away. It's so
Crazy.
random, but it's worked out perfectly. Obviously, we've been able to be there to support each other, especially with like.
Best thing we ever did, I think, was move away. I mean, I still love home and I always go back there.
Yeah.
But
I miss my friends and family from Sydney, but there's not one thing in Sydney that I miss apart from that. I get anxiety. We're going down to Sydney the end of the week for a friend's birthday, and I just like already feel anxiety, the thought of going to Sydney. I don't know why.
I get a bit of that too. Everyone says that.
I actually can't can't work out why, but I just, yeah.
It's actually just way more chilled up here. There's another question here that says, Northern Beaches or Gold Coast lifestyle better? And I would say Gold Coast for sure. Our friends in the Northern Beaches are always calling us going, does anyone work up there? Why are you guys always surfing midweek and like having fun? I feel like everyone up here just like doesn't no one's
most people
driven,
work for themselves and work from home, so the schedules are very flexible up here.
Everyone's in a better.
I don't know why. Maybe because the Sydney's, although we've got Brisbane, Sydney has the CBD, so a lot of our friends and a lot of people in Sydney work corporate jobs, so they do work Monday to Friday.
Yeah.
Whereas up here, you have to kind of create.
And it's cheaper to live up here. Everyone's way more relaxed. Like everyone is I'd say a bit more like happy up here. Would you say that?
I don't know.
Like a bit more chilled out. Not happy, but chilled out. It's a way more
it's
cruisy
just a different
lifestyle
completely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the next.
Favorite alcoholic drink? Margarita for me.
Hard fizz.
Oh, hard fizz.
Yeah. My seltzer.
Shout out.
But cocktails, I love a lychee martini or espresso martinis. I would go with Margie, but Margies aren't my cocktail of choice.
Tequila in general is just my liqueur of choice, always.
Okay.
Always.
Good to know, Elle.
Do you have any major goals in the future? What are your aspirations in life? I don't have too many goals at the moment. I just want to survive this right now. I just want to be I just want to be a warrior of a human and make Chumpy proud. I feel like I actually struggle emotionally to look too far into the future. And that's a whole other side of grief, but I just want to get that out of the way so you can answer.
My only like goal right this minute, and everyone knows, is to get pregnant. So yeah, I'm just working on that at the moment, one thing at a time.
You're going to be the best mama and it's going to happen. How do you cope when Fish is touring? Is there hard moments like jealousy?
Well, look, we are not the jealous type, either of us. So he's been away for a month now, and a lot of people ask me this question, and I get a lot of girls that date DJs, and they always write to me and they say, my partner's a DJ and he's away every weekend, and like, how do you deal with seeing him around other girls and stuff like that? Do you ever worry that he's going to cheat on you or anything like that? But there's not one part of me that worries about that. I know Paul and I's relationship is so solid, and we know that we love each other so much that there's no – I could not – I think it would be weird. Like, he would not even look at a girl like that, the way that he looks at me. I know it's –
if you know Fish – he's not like that. Like, there's other people in solid relationships, but like guys, typically their character can be like a little bit more sleazy or something. Fish is just not like that.
Yeah, it's all about fun and games with Paul. If anything, he's bagging you out.
Yeah, literally. But hey, it's funny because like he always posts on Instagram,
you know, like when he's in Vegas and stuff like that, when they're at pool parties, and in America, girls literally wear shoelaces as bikini bottoms, and there's always a girl's ass, and people will send them to me going, "Oh my God, did you see that?" And I'm like, yeah, it's funny. Like,
yeah, it's funny.
Weird.
Trust me, he's not into it.
Believe me, he's not into that. Don't worry.
Yeah. He's just being funny. If anything, he's posting it online, so it's not. If he was trying to be like sneaky or like,
he wouldn't be posting that shit.
He wouldn't be posting that shit online.
But yeah, we speak every day, and yeah, we've got such a great relationship. I think that especially going through all this IVF stuff, it has brought us so close, and yeah, we're in a really good place at the moment. So yeah, there's absolutely no jealousy at all.
Yeah, no matter how far away you are.
Yeah.
It's not something that crosses your mind, and I felt the same when Chump was on tour too.
Yeah.
Like, there's just certain guys that you don't need to worry about.
Yeah,
You just know that.
Yeah, I feel like there's definitely people, like Elle said, that have those tendencies, and you'd be a bit sketchy about traveling without you. But yeah, I don't think for Paul and Chump that was just never in their nature.
Doesn't even cross my mind.
Yeah,
ever. Yeah.
same.
Quick
one. Favorite drunk go-to meal?
Oh, Macca's.
Yeah, chicken nuggets.
Always.
Or
sometimes kebabs.
I like fillet of fishes.
Oh, you love fillet of fishes? Yeah, it's crook. I've never even had one.
They're
getting
good.
I like cheeseburgers and adding a hash brown and then a shit ton of chips.
I can eat them all, like cheeseburgers, fillet of fish, chicken nuggets.
I actually don't even like
slushies.
drive through in the Ubers. I love parking and going in it and just being that drunk, annoying bitch.
Pest.
Yeah, that pest at the counter that's just...
I'll stay in the car
and just hanging out in Macca's for like ages, just being an absolute pest.
Oh, dear.
Wow, I'm annoying. Have you dealt with many mental health struggles, and not just recently, so over time?
I definitely, when I was a teenager, struggled from anxiety for sure. I'm pretty sure I had to get mum to bring me to the hospital a few times, and they would literally just hand me a paper bag and be like, calm, you're breathing down, and send me home. They'd be like, you're okay. So yeah, I feel like we have a bit of a family history with that as well, with depression and anxiety. So I've watched it with a few of my siblings too. So my brother actually has just started a new kind of movement, and it's called the Good Human Factory, and he actually goes around to primary schools, or not schools, primary schools, high schools, and businesses, and he does talks about mental health and how to keep on top of it. And if anyone wants to check out more about that, I believe his Instagram is at the Good Human Factory, and that's what his little passion project is at the moment. But
Cooper's doing an
I feel like the older I get, the better I am at being able to manage it and identify when I'm going down that kind of anxiety path, or depression path. Like, and I feel like I'm able to pull myself out of it before I get deep into it. And the only way that I do that is obviously hang around people like you and around Paul that lift you up, get you out of the house, get your feet in nature, whether that be sand in a waterfall, and just, get moving and do yoga and practice meditation. So that's my kind of tips.
Yeah, you actually are really good at identifying when you're stressed and pulling yourself.
Whereas when I was younger, it was able just to spiral real quick.
Which I would say is pretty normal for age. Like, you just learn so much as you get older and what you need to pull yourself out.
And I think that Cooper was telling me, because I have watched a few of the videos of his talks, and there's like buckets, and I was like, what is the go with the buckets? He's like, oh, that's my little thing that I do in my talks, and I basically talk about all the different things that are related to mental health, and I get students and people to come up and pour bits of water into the bucket, and obviously the more heavy and the more weighted down you get from these different, like one might be I don't know, I can't even think of them, it's not my forte, but he gets them to fill up the bucket, and he goes, when the bucket gets full, there's only one way, and it's to explode, and then you have this mental breakdown. But if you learn these strategies, there's stickers and holes in the buckets, and he gets people to come and pull the sticker off. It's like gratitude. If you practice gratitude day, if I'm going to pull that sticker off, it's going to let a bit of water out, and it's just like all these different strategies to help with mental health. And he actually gets them to physically come and take these stickers off the buckets, and he shows,
I love that,
how, it's like a little practical
experiment
that he does. We'll have to get him on one day.
Yeah, we definitely
get
need
him to help us with some. He's got all the strategies.
He's amazing.
It's not my forte, but
that would be a really important one.
Hit him up if you want him to come to your sports team or
your school.
your school or your business and do one of his talks, because I heard they're epic. We would definitely get to one day.
Yeah, go Coops.
All right, so we are getting close to wrapping this up because we don't want to bore you any longer.
Yeah, let's just pick one more question. Let's go with this one. Is your friendship part of a big girl gang from school that has stayed close, or is it just you two? We're actually part of a massive group of friends from school. There was actually probably like 15 or maybe even 20 of us.
And there's just a few that have kind of come into the group when we're in high school that didn't go to school with us. But essentially our friends, our main group of friends are all from Sydney and from school together.
But there's obviously little pockets that are closer than others, and like obviously you have your besties within the group. But like as a whole, we all do like big Christmas things together, big birthday things together. Like everyone, we are all kind of so tight and all have each other's backs.
So what do you think is like the key to success with that? Like how do we all stick together, and how do we all manage to stay as one big happy family?
I actually think you just get lucky in your school year, like your year at school, because I feel like lots of people are always like, oh, how, like I had a shit school group grade year or whatever.
I haven't kept in touch with anyone.
Yeah, we had just a really great group of girls, and yeah, I also think with friends like there's.
And I think it's like I guess most of us are turning 30 this year, so everyone's having birthdays and big 30th. So, but up until now, we've been pretty good at always getting together for everyone's birthdays. We do dinners, we do our annual Christmas party, and then we share that round each year at different people's houses and do the Kris Kringles and all the food. And
it's so fun.
Yeah, it is really fun. And we're literally still doing that. We started the tradition, I think, at my house when we were in high school.
That was funny, the pool party one.
Yeah, and so, but yeah, I think that we have like a big group chat that we're all on. We've got a Facebook group. There's a lot going on within our friendship group.
Yeah. Since you and I have both moved up, like I can't speak for you, but I've actually gotten closer with a lot of the girls down there, because now when I see them, it's like we're spending weekends together. They're coming up here, or I'm going down there, and we're spending like full quality time together. Like I don't think moving away has tarnished any of my friendships.
Totally agree. I FaceTime with most of the girls. Not every week, but like every other week, or we catch up while we cook dinner, and there's no like, there's not really much of a weird conversation. It's always just we always just catch up. Like there's a lot to catch up on as well in our groups at the moment. Everyone's doing lots of things.
I think I definitely feel like I'm just, it's got to be easy. Like it's just got to be easy, and then it works. Like we have respect for our friends' lives. Like we've got friends with kids, we've got friends.
Yeah. And I think that there's quite a few babies as well on the horizon. There's, I think,
half our group's
I know
pregnant.
16 people that are pregnant, literally all from like about to pop out now through till December. It's wild. Every second phone call.
Everyone's going through their own phase in life as well, and I think.
So yeah, there's a lot of fun things coming up, but yeah, most of us are all pretty tight, and
we did get lucky with our friendship group.
Yeah, I agree.
But then we all have friends outside of school too. So like I have friends from netball growing up. I have friends from the street that I grew up in.
Random.
Yeah. And like friends that I grew up in my street with that I'm still really tight with, like friends outside of our group. Like most of us do have friends outside.
And now we have this big girl gang up here on the Gold Coast too, of friends that we've just met since moving up here that we literally also hang out with every weekend too. Yeah. So
and we have a bunch
We're
of friends.
very good at that. We're very good at being social.
Yes, we love our friends.
We like whining and dining, any excuse to go and have a long lunch or drink cocktails.
Yeah. Well, that kind of wraps us up, yeah?
Yeah, we've answered a lot of the questions. There's still a few more, but next week we've got some special news, I think.
Oh, my gosh. Do we?
Yeah.
Is that next week? Oh, my gosh. How
so
scary.
you guys are going to have to hang around.
We've got a big announcement next week. You guys are going to no one's going to actually believe this shit. Literally.
But yeah, big things are coming for the Darling Shine podcast, and we're very excited to share it with you guys. So yeah, make sure you set your alarms for next week's episode.
6 a.m. next Thursday, is it going to be?
Yeah. Time to shine, darling.
Time to shine.
Well, we'll speak to you then.
Have a good weekend, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, darling.